Hey students, this week we are going to be talking, reading, and learning all about what it means to be a good neighbor. We talked before about a neighborhood. A neighborhood is like a small part of the town that you live in. So a neighbor must be the other people that live in that same part of town. So what do you think it means to be a good neighbor? Let's take a look at the picture behind me. In this picture, I see a group of people with a lot of friendly faces. It looks like they're saying hello, and it also looks like they are sharing food. Now we have to be a little bit safer now with our neighbors, but sharing food could be one way to be a good neighbor. I also see that they're being friendly to each other, so they might be kind, respectful. Those are just some things that I can think of that might make a good neighbor. Now in just a minute, we are going to read a pretty fun story. But before we do that, you know what comes first. That's right, vocabulary words. Are you ready? All right, here comes the first word. This word is cultures. A culture includes the language, holidays, and special foods shared by a group of people. In this picture, the students are celebrating holidays from the Chinese and German cultures. So they're wearing special clothing. I wonder if they're going to sing songs or make food. Pretty interesting. Can you think of a special food or maybe a song from your culture? Let's say this word one time together before we go on. Culture. That's a good word to know. The next word is appreciate. When you appreciate something, you respect or value it. In this picture, the girls appreciate eating lunch together. Can you think of someone that you appreciate? Maybe even somebody that also lives in your neighborhood. Let's say this word one time together. Appreciate. Now, I think you're getting so good at your vocabulary words. I have a bonus word for you. Pew, 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 pew. You ready for it? Here we go. The bonus word is celebrate. Let's say that one together too. Celebrate. When you celebrate something special, you usually have a party or maybe a gathering of some kind. But you can celebrate things in all sorts of different ways. In this picture, the kids are celebrating by having a birthday. But like I said, there's a lot of different ways that you can celebrate things. Is there a different way that you can think of to celebrate something special in your life? All right, now that we know some new words, let's listen to a really cool story about neighbors. Are you ready to read our story now? This story is a fiction or a made-up story. And the title I see right here on the front cover. The title says, "What can you do with a paleta?" A paleta is like a frozen ice treat, kind of like a popsicle. And this is one of the treats that these kids can get in their neighborhood. Are there any fun treats that you can get in your neighborhood? Let's read on and find out more about the neighborhood that these kids live in. Ooh, and down here, I see the author, the person who wrote the words, Carmen Tafoya. And the person who made the pictures or illustrated this book is Magali Morales. Cool. Now we know the person who wrote the words and the person who made the pictures, the author and the illustrator. All right, now let's read. What can you do with a paleta? Where the big velvet roses bloom, red and pink and fuchsia, where the accordion plays, sassy and sweet. Where the smell of the crispy tacos, or buttery tortillas, or juicy fruta floats out of every window. And where the paleta wagon rings its tinkly bell and carries a treasure of icy paletas in every color of the sarape. That's my barrio. So a sarape is this type of blanket right here, a brightly colored blanket. Very beautiful. And a barrio is another word to say neighborhood in their language. Let's keep reading. You can dance to the accordion. You can smell the tacos. But what can you do with a paleta? What would you do with a paleta? I know what I would do. You can paint your tongue purple and green and scare your brother. Or maybe learn to make tough decisions. Strawberry or coconut? Ooh, that is a tough choice. You can make new friends. In this picture, I see the boy and the girl sharing their paletas with some puppies. Hey, paleta and puppy start with the same letter. Did you hear that? The letter P. Give yourself a big blue mustache. So I see her dad in the picture has a regular mustache and she now has a paleta mustache. Looks like her brother thinks that's pretty funny. Or create a masterpiece. So it looks like the drips from their paletas are making artwork on the ground. You can use one to cool off, like Mama does. Tio once won a baseball game by offering one to the batter right when the ball was being pitched. That's pretty funny. And I see a speech bubble in this picture. We're going to use those with writing, but a speech bubble looks like this. And it shows in a picture what somebody is saying. Pretty cool. You can help the señora at the fruit stand make it through a long, hard day. So these are all of the people in their neighborhood and the things that they can do with them. But I think the very best thing to do with a paleta is to lick it and slurp it and sip it and munch it and gobble it all down. where the big velvet roses bloom, red and pink and fuchsia. So as I read this book, I was wondering about the different characters and the different things that they did in their neighborhood. I remember they were painting with the paletas, they were sharing them with other people, but at the end, the very best thing that they decided to do with the paletas was eat them, right? That was an interesting story about this neighborhood that they live in. Can you think of any fun things that you can do in your neighborhood? Or maybe some of the people that you might meet or see every day? It's pretty interesting to think about neighborhoods. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time.